So let's talk about more examples. So more examples of words that have sound V, and we shall also talk about sentences. Now look at what I have on the board. These are just more examples of words that have sound V. And you can see sound V is either at the beginning or in the middle within the word. It depends on the type of word. So let's practice reading these words together and then proceed. So we shall start with the first word. I'm going to read. Thereafter, I will guide you on how to read the rest of the words. So, starting with the very first word, we have the word oven. Oven. Oval. Oval. Then, vest. Vest. Veil. Veil. Vary. Vary. And lastly, verify. Verify. I'm going to read the words one more time. Make sure you are listening and as well as looking on the board. First word, oven. Oven. Oval. Oval. Vest. Vest. Veil. Veil. Vary. Vary. Verify. Verify. Now let's read the words together. You repeat after me. The first word, oven. Oven. Oval. Oval. Vest. Vest. Veil. Veil. Vary. Vary. And lastly, verify. Verify. Now you can have as more words as possible. There are still many words that have sound V. These are just some of the words. We are still adding on what we had learnt in the previous lesson. So let's see examples in sentences. How you can read words with sound V in a sentence. Going to have two sentences. So let's practice reading these sentences, and the sentences have words that have sound V. Let's start with the very first sentence. A very big ferry ferried very fragile vessels. A very big ferry ferried very fragile vessels. So let's read the sentence together. You repeat after me. A very big ferry ferried very fragile vessels. A very big ferry ferried very fragile vessels. Now this sentence looks as if it's a tongue twister, and when you are reading it, you are supposed to be very careful. You look at each word because there are some words you can say sound V instead of sound. So as you read the sentence, make sure that you are looking at each word. The second sentence, the visitor from the village is very brave. The visitor from the village is very brave. Let's read the sentence together. The visitor from the village is very brave. So these are just examples of how you can have words with sound V in a sentence and how you're supposed to go about them. Make sure when reading you look at each word for you to have the correct pronunciation of the word. So I'm going to give you more exercise on sound V. Copy the exercise in your exercise book and make sure that you are doing the exercise according to the instructions. So the exercise is here. So practice reading the following sentences. You are going to practice reading these sentences.